Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm going to start the opening of this Diamine Inkvent calendar. So, because it's the 1st December, I'm going to open the window number 1. And let's do it on camera now. So we press this little flap there and it goes all inside. That's it. Now let me take it out and I'll show you which ink this is. And this is the blue Peppermint, and we can see there that this ink has some shimmer. So this is the first ink that I got. I'm going to think which pen can go well with this kind of color and with some shimmer, and I will ink that pen up and I'll be back soon to show you how this ink performs on paper. See you in a moment. Bye. And I'm back. Now I've made a swatch of this ink, and how would I describe this ink? It's like a mint color. For me it's kind of a turquoise, but in the green side of the turquoise. There are places where it is more concentrated, other places where it is less concentrated. And when you turn it like this to the light, you can see the shimmer of this ink. So there is definitely some shimmer to this ink. When I look at this, I see a turquoise blue, I would say, and it's called blue peppermint. However, I get a little bit confused because it's funny. It is a minty color, a green minty color, but with the blue shimmering. So it looks almost green, but when you do like this, it turns blue because of the shimmer. So this is, I have to say, this is the first ink with shimmer that I ever tried, and so this is something that I'm not really used to, and it is quite hard to describe this kind of ink for me. So this is the swatch of the ink, and you see it is a blue-greenish color. Now, what have I say more about this? I said I would choose a pen, and I chose this one. And this is the Kaweco AL Sport. This was a special edition for Japan, and it's called June Bright something blue. Name, it's quite strange. I think it means some traditional, has some traditional meaning. And I find that I chose this pen because I would say the pen almost matches the color of the ink. I'm not really trying to match the color, but this time it really reminded me, so I got this pen to try. Now let's leave the pen here on the background, and I'll have to see. For me this is a turquoise, as I told you, but then I went and grabbed two other examples of turquoise inks that I had the swatch made, and these look much more bluish. Only in the places where the ink is less saturated, like there and there, I would say that this is definitely more green, more on the green side. And here, in the best comparison, what I have is the Waterman South Sea Blue, which is the turquoise by Waterman, and then the Schiffer Script turquoise. So when I look at these, compared with these ones, I would say, no, this is green. But when I look like this, I would say this is blue. So very hard for me, and I'm not that good with colors. Now, we have to see also the chromatography that I made. I think you are all familiar with the chromatography process, and I put this ink in water. I think you can hardly, but you can see the line that I draw with this pen here on the coffee filter paper, and then I let the water drag the pigment or the dye along the paper, and you may see that this ink is not waterproof at all. So it goes where the water goes. It's completely water soluble, and I think if the paper was even bigger, it would keep going up with the water. So it has no water resistance, and I can't find different shades of any other color. And I think there you may see this kind of tone there. So this is like a plain ink, and what gives it an extra color or tone is the glitter it has inside, the shimmer. Now let's look how this pen behaves on paper. The ink, sorry. And first I have here a page ripped, as you may see, ripped off a moleskin planner. So this is a moleskin paper, and I wrote this page just for you to see. I think sorry, I keep thinking about pens. I'm not that used to make reviews of inks. I would say that this ink is very well behaved. You can see that on this paper there is not much feathering, and this paper is very prone to some feathering. It's also prone to some bleed through, and there are some places where it's more visible, but almost nothing. So it is a very well behaved ink. I would say it is all very defined, every little line. So I really like the way this ink behaves on paper. And then I have that like kind of swatch there, and if we try to see the shimmer here, it's not that easy, but we can see some. So it is possible to see some shimmer on the writing sample. I have to say that this pen has an F-nib, so don't expect a lot of ink on paper. But I'm using the pens I have, and I have many more pens with F-nibs than with broad nibs, so I'm using what I have, which is representative of what my collection is. Now, I have here the Oxford Optic paper, which is quite good, I would say. And let's take a look at this paper. We can see also very well defined, no bleed through at all. And here it is very difficult also to see the glitter on it. It looks like it doesn't fixate well in this paper. About the spreading of the ink on the fibers of paper, yes, you can see that this paper allows for a wider line than this one, although the nib and the pen are the same. And then we go to the other paper that I have here, just to show you a lot of them, and this is the Navigator 80 grams per square meter, and you may see that the line is a little wider again. It's not such good quality as that one, it's not a coated paper, but you see that it will behave better than in the moleskin paper. And in this paper it is easier to see the glitter. So I would say that this pen prefers more absorbent paper than the Oxford paper. And now let's take the, I would say, standard, which is the Rhodia paper. On this paper you can see how the ink behaved. I wrote this, and let me try to show you. And in this paper you can definitely see the shimmer. I can see, I don't know if I can show it to you on camera, but just focus there on the cardinal sign, and I think you can see the glitter when I move these around. The line is quite good on this paper, I would say, and in my opinion it is very comparable with what we get on the Oxford paper. However, the ink just looks a little more saturated on the Rhodia paper than on Oxford paper. Finally, or almost finally, I made the test for the drying time, and we can see that around 15 seconds, 20 seconds, it gets completely dry. Then, after the ink was dry, I put some drops of water in this curvy line with the other strike, and you may see that the ink completely disappeared. So this is not, as we understood already, this is not water resistant at all. So you can easily take all the ink out of a paper. There is not, you can't almost, it's almost invisible, the line, the baseline here. So don't take this ink on a paper when you go outside to the rain. Now let's write the famous phrase. And let's do it. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I would say the flow of this ink is really good. I really like it. Another thing that I can find is there is not much color variation within the lines. Maybe where the lines overlap a little, you can see it is a little darker, but it's not a lot of line variation. I would say it is a very plain ink if we forget about the glitter. When you see the shimmer, it's no longer a plain ink. So, this is about all that I have to show you. I would like to remind that this is a special edition. This is limited to this Inkvent calendar 2019. And I would like to ask you some questions that please answer on the comments below. This is limited, but would you like to see this color included on the regular line of Diamine? Or do you think you can replace it for any other ink that is currently available? So if you can, please tell me something about this, and just tell me if you like the color or not. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I thank you a lot for watching this video, and we will meet again tomorrow with another Inkvent calendar ink review. So, see you tomorrow.